Fortnite gets a lot of hate, and I think it's very easy to hate on something just because it's popular. I certainly do it all the time, and in a lot of cases it's justified. Things made to appeal to everyone tend not to really push the boundaries very much. But if you do hate Fortnite, please try to come to this video with an open mind. This isn't going to be a video about the content of Fortnite or the community that surrounds it. It's going to be a video about having fun with your friends. I have to start by saying I haven't really played Fortnite in over a year, but from spring 2018 to mid 2019 I played it almost every single day. It was my first battle royale game, and even though I still play Warzone with my friends these days, nothing really creates the same feeling for me. I've played games online before, but never had I played something so universally accessible. I suppose it's got something to do with the console wars. I've always had PlayStations, not for any particular reason, I just have. And in the golden Modern Warfare 1 and 2 era, all my friends had Xbox 360s. This meant I couldn't play with them online at all. I still put hundreds of hours in free-for-all games, running around like a madman with a magnum and a tack knife, and commando, and one-hit killing everyone from a mile away. That shit was super funny, and it's one of the funniest times I've had in gaming, but it didn't compare with playing with friends. And when Fortnite came around, here was a game that was free to play, even though everyone bought the battle pass at least. Accessible to basically everyone, and so popular it was impossible to overlook. Being able to come home from work and just talk to my friends in different parts of the country while we played games together was such an enjoyable experience. It felt like a breath of fresh air compared with almost a lifetime of playing games and enjoying them, but that enjoyment almost always being personal. Don't get me wrong, I love alone time probably more than most, and I love being solely responsible for my achievements in games, but that's not what this was about. It wasn't about winning, it was about spending time with my friends when no one was at the pub, although the winning was fun. We would tell jokes and take the piss out of each other for dying. One time we all got in a golf cart and someone randomly blasted the A-Team theme song through their headset, and we were laughing so hard as we just drove around shooting at random squads. We had our favourite drop zones and our little nicknames like Mexico and Polar Peak. Everyone had their own favourite loadouts, and we moved like a well-oiled machine. One of my friends, Creg, God rest his soul, is infamous for pushing any enemy or any location without telling anyone. In the squad game we will all be playing and we will get into a fight, and at one point someone will turn round and ask, "Where's Creg?" And inevitably he will be halfway across the map, doing his own thing for no apparent reason. I'm playing with him in the footage, and you'll probably count 3 or 4 times he gets down because he's run off by himself. I still play Warzone with him now, and he does the exact same thing to the point where we just let him do whatever. He's like a one-man scouting party who always dies. I really like Warzone, but playing it has made me really miss Fortnite. I vibe so much more with the bright silly art style and the sexy cartoon ass. I basically tell my friends, would you rather look at a cartoon lady or some dude's hand holding a gun? I'm not really the biggest fan of shooters to begin with, even though they're probably the most popular genre among non-casual gamers. So the building really added a nice layer of complexity that was something no other game had. Yes, the shooting controls weren't as tight or refined as FPS games with defined recoil patterns, but playing on a controller with friends didn't make any of that matter. The building allowed you to make so many more dynamic choices and actually help in a situation where you've been fucked by the storm circles. In most BR games, if the storm isn't on your side endgame, you're just dead. In mid-2019, a lot of unfavourable changes were made to the game, and for one reason or another, my friends slowly stopped playing as often, and then altogether. I played by myself for a while and hit the peak of my technique, getting a decent amount of wins, but the game just wasn't the same alone. When the game introduced mechs, I got less and less interested, and one day stopped playing altogether. I was one level away from getting the OG music. I've logged in a couple of times since, but I just find I'm desperately wanting the nostalgia of Pump SMG that the game doesn't seem to provide anymore. I don't have practice, and I don't know the meta, so I'm just not any good. My brother used to play with us, and even though he dropped it like everyone else, he picked it back up in Chapter 2, and tried to get me to pick it back up as well, but I was done with it. I know the game is aimed at children, and Epic has made some insane decisions with Fortnite. I know the content creators of Fortnite are the fucking worst, and the overall community isn't much better. I know all of these things, but at the same time I had a special and unique time with it, bonding with my friends and cartoon buds. Thank you Epic for having a great game for a few months. Thank you Beach Bomber for being the sexiest skin in the game and freeing me from the battle pass. And thank you for watching.